Learn now the 12 hidden phrases that make any narcissistic manipulator lose their grip on the situation. Phrase 1. I'm not discussing this anymore. Simple words, final punctuation. No explanation needed. When you say this, you're not asking permission. You're closing a door they thought they could always kick open. Narcissists feed on endless loops. They thrive when you defend yourself, when you justify, when you explain one more time why you feel what you feel. This phrase ends the cycle. It removes their oxygen. Watch how they scramble when the conversation becomes non-negotiable. Phrase 2. That's your perspective. Not an argument, not a challenge. A simple acknowledgement that their reality isn't universal law. This cuts deep because it refuses to fight over whose truth wins. You're not saying they're wrong. You're saying their version isn't the only one that exists. Manipulators need you to accept their narrative as gospel. When you treat it as merely one interpretation among many, their control starts cracking. Phrase 3. I don't need you to understand. This one lands like ice water. They've conditioned you to believe their approval matters. Their comprehension validates your experience. Their acceptance makes your feelings real. This phrase says no. Your emotions exist independent of their acknowledgement. Your boundaries stand whether they agree or not. You're no longer performing for their validation, and that terrifies them. Phrase 4. Your reaction tells me everything. When they explode after a simple boundary, you don't apologize. You observe. You name what's happening. This phrase is a mirror they can't escape. It reflects their loss of control back at them. Suddenly, they're not the puppet master. They're the one being seen, being studied, being understood for exactly what they are. Phrase 5. I've noticed a pattern. Pattern recognition is kryptonite to narcissists. They rely on you treating each incident as isolated, each explosion as unprecedented, each manipulation as a one-time mistake. When you zoom out and connect the dots, you become dangerous. You're no longer reacting to individual moments. You're seeing the design, the system, the intentional architecture of their behavior. Phrase 6. That doesn't work for me. No debate about right or wrong. No moral argument, just a statement of incompatibility. This phrase removes the battlefield. There's nothing to negotiate when something simply doesn't align with your life. They can't guilt you into changing your mind. They can't logic you into accepting less. Your experience is the final authority. Phrase 7. I'm focusing on myself right now. They've trained you to center them, their needs, their feelings, their version of events. This phrase is a redirect that sounds gentle but hits like steel. You're not abandoning them, you're choosing you, and that choice doesn't require their consent. Narcissists panic when they're no longer the main character in your story. Phrase 8. Let's talk about this later, but later never comes. This is tactical postponement. When they're escalating and hunting for supply, you remove the immediate payoff. No reaction right now means no fuel right now. They'll push for engagement, but you've already exited the building. This isn't avoidance. It's strategic disengagement from a rigged game. Phrase 9. I trust my judgment on this. They've spent months or years eroding your confidence, making you second-guess your instincts, teaching you that your perception can't be trusted. This phrase rebuilds that foundation in real time. You're declaring that your internal compass is valid, functional, reliable. No outside verification needed. This is autonomy reasserting itself. Phrase 10. That's not my responsibility. Narcissists are experts at transferring their emotional weight onto you. Their anger becomes your problem to fix. Their emptiness becomes your job to fill. Their chaos becomes your emergency. This phrase draws a line in permanent ink. You're not cruel for having boundaries. You're not selfish for refusing to carry what was never yours. Their reactions belong to them. Always have, always will. Phrase 11. I'm comfortable with your disapproval. This might be the most powerful phrase in the arsenal. It announces that their weapon no longer works. Disapproval was the blade they held over you, the threat that kept you compliant. When you stop fearing it, the entire power structure collapses. They can withdraw affection and you remain standing. They can express disappointment and you keep breathing. Their judgment loses all gravity. Phrase 12. I'm choosing what's best for me. Final phrase. Ultimate declaration. This isn't about them at all anymore. Not about punishment. Not about teaching them lessons. Not about making them understand. This is about you prioritizing your peace over their presence, your sanity over their supply, your future over their games. When you speak these 12 phrases, something shifts. Not in them. They won't suddenly become different people, won't have epiphanies, won't apologize with genuine remorse. The shift happens in you. Your voice steadies, your spine straightens, your mind clears. These phrases are tools, but they're also evidence. Evidence that you remember who you are beneath their conditioning, that you can speak without their permission, that you exist independent of their narrative. Use them sparingly, use them deliberately, not as attacks, but as boundaries with teeth. Each phrase is a door closing on their access to your inner world. Each sentence reclaims territory they occupied without lease. You don't need to yell them. Don't need to rehearse them dramatically. When the moment comes, they'll rise naturally, because they're not scripts. They're excavated truths you're finally ready to speak. The narcissist in your life will feel these phrases before you finish saying them. They'll recognize the shift in your energy, the steadiness in your tone, the finality in your posture, and they'll try everything to make you take the words back. They'll charm, they'll rage, they'll victimize themselves. They'll promise change, but you'll remember this moment, this video, these 12 sentences that gave you permission to stand still. They've been inside your head for so long, you forgot what silence sounds like. Every word you speak gets twisted. Every boundary you set becomes a battlefield. Every moment of peace feels borrowed. You know that feeling when someone treats your reality like it's negotiable, when your pain becomes their entertainment, when your sanity is their favorite toy. Today, that ends. Not with rage, not with revenge, with precision. There are 12 phrases that cut through their armor like nothing else. Words they cannot twist. Truths they cannot spin. Sentences that make their mask slip in real time. You're about to learn the language that makes manipulators go silent. The vocabulary that returns your power without raising your voice. This isn't about winning arguments. This is about reclaiming the space they've occupied in your mind. The narcissist doesn't lose because you fought harder. They lose because you stopped playing their game. Every phrase you just learned is a key, not to change them, to unlock yourself. Remember this, the moment you stop explaining yourself to someone who's committed to misunderstanding you is the moment you get your life back. Your voice is not a negotiation. Your peace is not up for debate. Your freedom was always yours. You just forgot the language that protects it. Now you remember. Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel. It motivates me to create 2 videos every day. I'm counting on your support. See you in the next video.